Seattle in South America. I'm so glad to see all of you together, our highly respected judge, startups, and guests. So let's start, and let me introduce my colleague Anna. Anna is the Chief Partnership Officer of Startup Network and CEO of Unicorn Cup. Please, Anna.
Thank you, Julia. It's really good to be in South America. It's one of our last events this season. And I'm glad that we finally will discover what AI great solutions we have in this continent. Our event is happening thanks to our sponsors: Platinum sponsor, Network VC California Seed Fund; Golden sponsor, CBS Group; and Silver sponsor, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club. Our pitch event is the world's largest pitch contest in 2020 by geography and the number of the events held already this year. And the winner of today's Unicorn Battle will participate in our finals, Unicorn Cup, that will be happening on November 20th. It will be a one-day event. Save a date in your calendar. And besides best startups from all the continents of the world pitching live, you will see the startups exposing, showcasing themselves. Wonderful startups, extraordinary solutions from all over the world will be showing themselves. Please join us for this wonderful event. We have looked into 125 countries of the world, discovering the best solutions in 4 industries: health tech, fintech, AI, and general. We did general battles, industry agnostic, discovering the best solutions there are in the world. We are welcoming sponsors and partners to be together with us for the next season, because we believe that the best ideas come through when you have the right people by your side. Please welcome our ecosystem. We are an ecosystem that consists of various software solutions and internet platforms that unites in a single business space: startups, investors, business angels, experts, and professional scouts. The heart of our ecosystem, a marketplace, startup network, where startups, businesses, investors, and service providers meet each other. Unicorn Battle is the oldest part of our ecosystem. It's an open competition where startups pitch for private investors and venture funds. We have done a lot of battles all over the world. We'll do even more next season. If we haven't been to a city, country, or region, please contact us, and we'll gladly do battle there, discovering the best solutions there are. We have been doing this for 11 years, have done more than 220 of them, and do really good job discovering extraordinary innovations. And our investors like it very much, because our startups are really good in fundraising. Our VC community keeps growing constantly, and we will gladly see all of them at our finals, Unicorn Cup. Please meet also our acceleration program, Sci-Fi. It's a special program designated for startups willing to apply to top American accelerators. We help them to relocate to the United States and grant them funds and services worth $50,000. Network VC California Seed Fund is a recent part of our smart family with 2 current strategies. First one, to be a lead investor in our acceleration program for the chosen startups, and second one, to be a lead investor in our Silicon Valley Syndicate Fund. And I would like you to meet my colleague Julia, Investor Relations Director of the CVCY Club. She will tell you some more about what this is. Julia?
Thank you, Anna. Hi, everybody. My name is Julia. I'm Investor Relations Director of Silicon Valley Syndicate Club. We give an opportunity for private investors and business angels to invest together with experienced VCs into the best startups that we can find through our global ecosystem. It is an international club. We are officially registered in the USA. Closed club meetings are held online 2 times a month. Contact me directly if you want to know more about the club. I will send my contact details to the chat. Good luck to everyone today. Thank you, Anna.
Thank you, Julia. Also, please meet Network Investments. Is the international network of investment banks and broker-dealers from all continents. It gives opportunities to startups and businesses to get access of network of investment banks and to investment banks and brokers to enlarge their deal flow due to the access to the global IP network. And if you're a VC and still not part of our online community, well, please check this out, because VC House is a closed community and network created exclusively for the VCs. They can exchange deals they participate in as a lead investor within themselves. And what is more, it's also a platform for specialized events where VCs can find investors for their fund. So we would like you to join any of our products, be a partner or a friend of all our ecosystem. And now back to you, Julia, to our AI unicorn battle in South America.
Thank you, ladies. Thank you for such a great introduction. And we continue our online event. And now I'm going to share with you our partners, which are an integral part of our event. Please, Sci-Fi, GCD, Clean, Sunrise, Aura, and also Silicon Valley in Your Pocket, Palgo Peru, 1950 Labs, and Platzi. We really appreciate our collaboration and your support. And now, special speaker. Welcome, Mr. Simon Bloom, the CEO of SBC Group. Simon has had a diverse number of roles over his career as a psychologist, a VC, a family office, a family business consultant, and as an executive coach of sales in the tech and AI world. Over the last few years, Simon has brought all these disciplines into one unified company, SBC Group. Please, Simon, the floor is yours.
Thank you. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect. So first of all, thank you, Anna, for inviting me. And thank you for all you and your team for bringing together this amazing situation. One thing though, I always wanted to go to Rio. So it's a bit bittersweet listening and talking to people over there, but please God, this will be an introduction to actually get there in person. I'm also very excited today about AI. I work with 4 or 5 companies that are in the AI area, so it's something I'm especially interested in. Michael Jordan once said, a coach is somebody that helps you see beyond your limits and guides you to greatness. Eric Schmidt said, every famous athlete, every famous performer has somebody who is a coach. So the question that I often get asked is, well, why do you need a coach? You know, I'm a clever guy, I work hard, you know, what's the point? Anthropology teaches us that about 12,000 years ago, the human race was fairly close to extinction. The last ice age pretty much killed us off. And there were maybe only 1,000, 2,000 people left on the whole planet who survived in very small pockets. Those pockets of people had to get on really, really well. If they didn't know how to communicate, if they didn't know how to interact with each other, the environment was just too hostile. So what happened is that evolution has, if you like, baked into us the capacity and the need for us to interact with other people. The neuroplasticity of our brains, i.e. the ability for our brains to learn new skills and new tools, works significantly better if we do it in tandem with other people. That's just a fact from neuroscience. So what happens is that the second question I often get asked is, what's the most important single character trait for a CEO of a startup to be able to have? And what I say is that as people develop from a micro to a small to a medium to hopefully a unicorn sized company, you constantly need to pivot your skill set to raise money, to be a generalist, to inspire people. when you start off is very different from being somebody who's running a 500-person company and the various skills that you need for that. So there's this constant need to develop your skill set as a CEO. And there's many famous examples of people who get to a certain stage of their company and they don't have that skill set to be able to deal with that level. It's called the Peter principle in psychology, that everyone gets promoted to the level of incompetence and then you stop getting promoted. So CEOs constantly need to develop their skills. And because a VC-backed company needs to grow so fast, the speed of acquisition of these skills of both the CEO and the senior management team needs to be at a very quick rate, which simply speaking, it's very, very hard for almost everyone to do it. And even with a coach, it's still difficult, but it's much, much easier. So let me ask you, if you were the owner of the Chicago Bulls, would you just want Michael Jordan to have a coach? Or would you want Pippen and the entire team to have a coach? And if you owned multiple sports teams, would you just want the Chicago Bulls to have coaches, or would you want all of your teams to have coaches? As I often say, if you can afford a personal coach for, physical fitness and you don't have one, you're not going to hit your fitness goals in the same way. And the same thing for any area of life. Due to that issue I spoke about, we always do better with a coach than without a coach. So it's an absolute pleasure being with you today. I hope all the CEOs do a fantastic pitch. Very much looking forward to hearing it and would like to interact with you all at some point in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Simon. Thank you a lot for such an inspiring speech. That was really powerful words. And before we will start the pitch competition, please greet our honored judges who volunteered their valuable time to our event today. Dear judge, I'd like
And
to
listen, I got to jump on this. Yeah. Hey, Derek, I got to jump on this.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Please, I'd like to ask everybody from the expert board to introduce themselves, fund you represent very shortly for 1 minute, pointing out the industry, check size, state, and geographical location of startups you invest in. And please, the first judge is Alexander Soroka, our CEO of Startup Network.
Thank you very much, Julia. Welcome to our Unicorn Battle. Our seed fund usually invests from 50 to 250K. We prefer to invest in the startups which are based in the United States or Europe. We are industry agnostics, and today we are actively looking for these startups which are located in South America, Asia, and MENA. So thank you very much, Juliet.
Great, thank you, Alexander. And who would like to be the next to present?
I can go. This is Gary.
Oh,
My name is Gary Fowler. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've done 16 companies, been involved in 2 unicorns. Latest is Eva.ai. I'm an investor. We have a $100 million impact fund out of Atlanta, Georgia. I love artificial intelligence. I've written almost 90 articles, actually 89 articles on AI in the last year. I just wrote one yesterday in quantum computing and blockchain and artificial intelligence. So I love it. We're looking for incredible companies from all over the world that want to go global. We use Silicon Valley as a port to the rest of the world. And I'm excited to be here and excited to be part of this unicorn battle. Thank you very much.
thank you, that's good. So, who is the next one?
Hi.
Hello again.
Hello, Julia. Hello, everyone. Thank you for the invitation again. I'm very excited to be in this event, and I look forward to learning more about the startups I'm going to present today. I am founder of MP Investment Services, a global investment firm. We have capital invested in real estate and other startups, and also connect entrepreneurs with investors all around the world. So that's it, very brief. And I hope to, if you want to connect also, I'm happy to talk with you and help you with your pitches and improve with your presentation. Thank you very much, everyone.
Thank you, Miguel. You're very, very welcome. And we continue. Please don't hesitate to present yourself.
Hi, it's Keith Herman from IPA Equities. We are a venture fund investing globally in innovative and disruptive technologies. Check sizes are 500,000 to 10 million, Series A or later. And we're looking forward to hearing from the startups today, and good luck to everybody.
Perfect. Thanks a lot.
Namaste from India. This is Preeti Chaudhary here. I'm the founder at LinkedIn Local India and head of investments, partnerships, and alliances at InfoCrest LLP. We are a sector agnostic outfit. Check sizes are 25K to at startups in the Indian geographical location, but open for collaborations and partnerships worldwide. Happy to help facilitate anybody's entry into India and other sort of networking and stuff. It's great to be back here. I'm looking forward to today. All the best to everybody participating. Hello to all the VC friends that are here from all over the world. Not long for the finals, so it's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much, Julia, Anna, Alexander.
Thank you, Preeti. We are happy to see you today, as always. Please.
Hi. Yeah. Thank you, Startup Network, for the opportunity of being here. My name is Pedro Mesquita. I'm an investment analyst at Mindset Ventures. Mindset Ventures is an early stage venture capital firm. We are based here in Brazil, but we actually invest in the US and Israel. And then we help these foreign startups come and do business in Brazil. We invest in fintech, healthcare, cybersecurity, agtech, and enterprise software. We invest from seed up until Series B. We usually co-invest with local VCs, and average check sizes are of $1 million. So that's Mindset Ventures in a nutshell. So please come talk to me, and good luck to all the startups.
Thank you, Pedro. It's interesting. And
yes. Hi, I'm Aldo Esquenone, based in Peru also. I'm very glad to be here again with the family of a startup network and Unicorn Battle. This is, I think, the final battle that we have for the region. Then we will go to the grand final. Just to mention, we also look for investors, mostly in technology, fintech, intelligence. Artificial intelligence is one of the most focus on our investors. But I just wanted to again take the chance to tell you to make the most of the 3 minutes that you have to speech for the pitch, and clearly state the problem and the solution. That is something that you have to focus, the potential to grow. And again, I'm glad to be here with you. Good luck to all the participants.
thank you, Aldo. We are happy to see you as well. So that's nice. And nobody wants. Okay, so thank you, Judge. Thank you, everybody, for joining us today. And we go ahead. To start voting, you have just to click the link you've got on your email, and you will be redirected to the event page. You have to scroll the page to the startups section, and you will see the logos and marks beneath. You have to put marks depending on investment potential from 1 till 5, where 5 is obviously the highest mark and 1 is the lowest. Also, you have just to put marks without any confirmation buttons. You could change marks before the voting will be closed. And if you need some help accessing your profile at our event page, please let us know in chat. My colleague Lydia will help you, so don't hesitate to ask her. And dear attendees, This information is for you. You have a great opportunity to support our participants as well. You can register at our event page and give your like to favorite startups. They really need your support. Thank you. And dear startups, I'd like to remind you that each founder will have only 3 minutes for pitching and other 3 or 5 minutes for QA session. We recommend you not to mention any fundraising out loud because we are broadcasting all over the world and some countries have restrictions in this regard. Please use chat or other channels of communication for this particular reason. And thank you. Thank you so much for your participation today. Based on the results of the judge online voting, one startup will be chosen as a winner today of the Unicorn Battle. So please welcome our startups. And first participant is startup Philenials. Philenials is from Colombia. And today we have two founders, Alejandro and Pilar. Pilar is not very good in English, so Alejandro will pitch today, and Pilar will help him also with some questions and other issues. Please, Alejandro.
Hello, everyone. Do you see the presentation?
Yeah, that's good.
Okay, hello, everyone. Again, my name is Alejandro Echeverri. I'm from Colombia. I'm the commercial director of Philenials and co-founder. So, yeah, what is Philenials? We are a Colombian startup that have been measuring emotion from the last 2 years. Our mission is to recognize emotions in all contexts and start living more productive and happier life with our emotions. So what is the opportunity we see? The mental health problems has been raising a lot the last decade, and the pandemic has exacerbated the elephant in the room that we all share. You know, emotions are not taken seriously. We see it in 3 different contexts. First, people is more depressed. There are more employees with burnouts at work, and mental health systems are not big enough to address the mental crisis that we are facing right now. So the question that we have been trying to solve these 2 years is how would it be to people, to organizations, and governments if they have emotion data, right? So how would that data change their decision in those contexts? So we see two big markets for this solution. First is the market of well-being at work that worth almost $50 billion, but is more relevant in high-income countries right now. We share this market with human resource consultancy firms and happiness coach that companies pay for their employees. But also the other market that we want to address is that the mental health apps market for people that is growing so fast nowadays. So we here compete with meditation apps and mood trackers. Our solution is that we generate technological tools to collect emotion data. First, in real time, so we can now take decision about our mood very quickly. And secondly, impartially, which is non-trivial because people do not want to share emotion very often, you know. But if you help them and make it more organic, it would be easier to them to share them, the emotions. So we can measure emotion in different ways, but we found that we should measure them in more integrated, you know. So these 4 ways to integrate it with image, text, voice, and direct feedback make us more precisely the motion capture. So for these 2 years, we have been using third-party AI products for the motion capture, but with the data we have captured, we are developing our algorithm to ensure 3 things that I mentioned. First, better emotion capture, make more organic and easier for the people, ensure precise remedies, get feedback from your mood, and help with symptom detection, because normally people do not know how the emotion will express out. So our business model, we have been working with NGOs and companies in the pilots that we developed 3 prototypes for that. But we are developing and integrating all the technologies with the algorithm, and in parallel, we are pre-selling to the product with 10 big companies in Colombia, companies with more than 100 employees. But so our first segment will be the companies where we want to support the mental health and culture on it. Our next segment will be the B2C segment with a freemium app that is more like a personal emotion coach. And finally, we want to address governments and make like a happiness index and do it and does it better than Gallup does nowadays, you know? So our team is very diverse team, as you can see. We combine business, tech, and psychology support in one startup. Also, we have a millennials community that are young people who want to recognize emotion the same as with us, and they work with us as a volunteers. So I think that's the 30 minutes. Thank you so much for the attention, and I'm happy to know the questions.
Thank you so much. It's nice. And please, any questions for this startup?
Who are your clients? Can you tell us?
Okay, first we start with companies that have like more of the staff is like administrative staff, or like, how do you say that? Yeah, knowledge staff. For example, call centers, consultancy firms, banks. All of these companies are our like early birds for this technology. But after that, any people that wants to measure their emotion and like have that the feedback of their emotions is going to be our user also.
So, for example, if somebody is sitting in the call center and talking to the clients, the company want to understand if the employee has a good mood or what? What is the
yeah
case?
that is exactly, you know, in companies like call centers, the productivity, the emotion or the mood you have affect the productivity directly. So if you can measure how they are feeling in between the day, you can take more like measures in your company for your employees in order to make or have them better mood, so the productivity will rise.
Do you have any other ideas who can be your clients?
Excuse me, can you repeat again?
Do you have any other ideas who can be your clients?
Yeah, we have working with NGOs, for example, about in order to evaluate the social impact in their outreach. So we also work with them. For more companies, for example, we make something like in events. So when a company has an event, we can measure the motion of the, how do you say that, the audience, in order to analyze the mood from the conference, for example. So we have a lot of kind of different customers for that. It's all depending how do you want to measure the motion, but we have different ways to do it.
Do you have the product ready already? Yes.
We have 3 prototypes. One which capture direct emotions. So direct emotion is like, for example, is directly ask you how you feel and related things about emotions. Other one is with voice and with facial recognition. So we want to integrate the 3 and add text, because we see that when you capture, for example, with facial recognition, it's difficult to make a precise like analyze of the emotion. But if you have all together, it's going to be very, very precise, the emotion. And you have to educate the algorithm to make it better for each person, because each person also have different mood in their voice. Each person understand emotion differently. So right now we are developing the integration of the 3 and add audio also.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, millennials.
Just one quick question. As a psychologist and a neuroscientist, I understand what you're doing. I'm just, as a entrepreneur, not clear. What's the central problem that you're solving? I understand it might be nice to measure it, but what are you actually solving? What's the need that you're addressing?
Yeah, look, the need is nowadays for the companies, the burnout is a very big problem. People is getting stress, anxiety, and all other related problems with mental health, and the productivity is going down in many industries. So with this type of technology, we want to help cope with this stress and give the leaders more data in order to make better decisions.
So once you've got that data, but what's the solution then? I mean, lots of people have stress and burnout, but what's the solution once you measure it? I mean, we all sort of know when we look at somebody if they're stressed and burnt out. I'm not sure.
Yeah, the remedies are like very large. It depends. It depends in the organization. It depends of the people. We gather the data, the emotion data from the employees, and we all have it like in dashboards or something like that. And our psychology team start to looking at that data, and we work in close with the company's human resource team in order to make better, programs, activities for the employees, and all of that.
I have a question for you. I think what you're doing is great, and it makes a lot of sense in terms of from an employer standpoint and the benefits. But how do you actually, make money? How do you incentivize? How do you measure and show the company what they're really saving and incentivize them to adopt your platform?
Yeah, we have some clients. We haven't measured yet all the impact we have. We work with, for example, a company that we correlate the emotions with the financial metrics, but we haven't yet measured how exactly we are reducing cost of it. Also, we haven't worked with NGOs. They pay us in order to know how are the mood of the people they are impacted. So
if I'm investing, my question is if I'm investing money in you, to scale this, I need to see that you're going to generate revenue. Where's the revenue to come from? Yeah, I know you have a subscription model and you're selling B2B, but what's your plan to bring people on board and you have to educate people, and then you have to show them metrics as to why they should use the platform. That's what I'm trying to understand. What's the value proposition to them? Obviously, they're going to save money, but how do you actually show them that? That's my question.
Okay, so first we are going to have a subscription model for the companies. For each employee will cost $5, which is the productive apps you already have in the market right now. We work with dashboard mainly. We put all the technology in the organization. We give them access to a dashboard, and we are going to make the first time consultancy with them. We are going to be part of the human resource committee and help them in order to understand the data they are gathered from the technology in the dashboard that we provide them.
Alejandro, this is Gary Fowler. I actually am the founder of EVA, one of the top AI HR tech companies, personally, AI HR tech. So I know a little bit about it. I don't want to spend a lot of time today, but if we can set up a call and I'd be happy to go down through it. I've done this for 4 years in HR tech, and we're in one of the top 10 HR tech companies right now. I'd be happy to talk to you about it. It's interesting, and I just have to dive into it a little bit more. Okay.
Thank you.
Yep.
So thank you so much for everybody. And we should continue. Go ahead to the next participant. The next startup is from Brazil, and it's called iSportix. iSportix, please. Yeah, we don't hear you.
Can you guys see it?
No, yeah, it's okay.
All right. All right, so good morning, everyone. I'm Victor. I'm here to talk to you about iSportix, a company using AI and computer vision to extract data and enrich content to and within sports content. We found that problems and pain points in the sports content value chain gravitate towards how inefficient and expensive most processes tend to be. Professional broadcasting, even for those outside the mainstream realm, usually come with the associated costs that are prohibitive to most. And as for lower-end alternatives, more often than not, they miss by a mile on content's full potential, both in terms of quality of outputs and for data being extracted from those interactions. Companies in the industry are just beginning to tap and adapt to the new norm in sports content consumption, where you need to be gravitating around multiple screens and points of interaction. In essence, much of the sports content being created is not captured. This rarely reaches the audience, most due to generally being limited and incomplete. And as a segue from the previous two slides, we feel that within the sports content value chain, activities in the middle are those in dire straits. We feel industries on the left and on the right are more advanced and consolidated and being tackled by big players. In the middle, there's a split between solutions that are either prohibitive for most players or poor and not driving engagement. So that's where we decided to focus, a segment with less competition and the highest potential as we view it. At the core, our company provides contextual intelligence to and within sports video content. That means, in essence, taking up sports content a notch. iSportistics is a smart sport video platform with AI and computer vision technology that can see and understand what happens in sports video, enabling from efficient data and information extraction to video editing powered by computer vision, all without human intervention. In our backbone, our cortex to develop and train those algorithms to extract data and context from video, both VOD and live. We then productize that cortex through visual storytelling tools and automation, building solutions and collaborating on top of the AI infrastructure. That's why we are the painkiller for the industry. Rights owner, content distributor, agencies, and brands make use of platform to better capture, edit, produce, and distribute content. Federations, teams, scouts, and athletes can utilize a set of solutions for performance evaluation, extraction of analytics, and context from video and visual storytelling tools. As an example, Gazeta TV in Brazil uses our triple-double during its sports programming to augment content and analysis. As for our pricing strategy, we created and started SaaS platform concept based on volume, length of contract, and number of solutions used. We never took our eyes away from the long tail, but managed to be proficient enough to land projects with big players, often replacing high-end solutions. That currently represents most of our revenue, and the ratio came earlier than we expected. Traditionally, only signature sports events got the latest and greatest in technologies for analytics and broadcasting. Now, iSportistics can make it possible for any event in sport, large or small, niche or mainstream, to get the deserved coverage and reach. We can see that the market is colossal. And while focusing on the base of the pyramid by having simpler infrastructure, being cloud-based and agnostic to hardware, we managed to land projects all over the pyramid. That's all possible because our amazing team, which tripled in size last year, showing a testament of our traction. We also have partnership with academia and focus on R&D to being created new projects always. Thank you so much.
Great, thank you. And so anybody has question to our startup? Maybe something to clarify? Don't be shy to ask. Dear judges. So nobody. Miguel, are you talking or? Oh. Please, nobody wants
Tell us about your stage. What do you have today in terms of...
Right now, we have our project running. We have around 10 to 15 paying clients, and we have proof of concept and demos going on with many others around Brazil. We have a sales representative in Europe and in the United States also doing proof of concept and demos over there.
And who are your clients today and how much do they pay to you?
I'm not allowed to say how much they're paying for us or revenue. If you wanted to discuss that further.
No, average check, for example.
But we have clients as TV producers, as Gazeta TV in Brazil, OTT broadcasters, and we're starting to partnership with some clubs in different sports to help them produce their own content. Don't know if that was that you asked it.
Can you tell us average check?
It depends mostly on how many games you have on the year and how many products you want to use. So it varies a lot. I don't know how to say like an average check because it varies a lot on scale. But you can have like a game being produce it with our technology from $50 a game to up to 250 because you're using more projects.
But if you have a revenue, you can say how much you're making. Revenue is okay. It's
no, it's because I'm not one of the founders. I'm just an employee. I'm not allowed to talk about numbers in private, in public presentations. So, but happy to arrange a meeting with our CEOs and talk more about that.
Okay. Got it.
Thank you, Rita.
Hi. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, great. So I have a question for you. I think it's a good idea. The only thing I'm concerned and thinking about right now is that every sport organization already has like an initiative to improve their technologies, right? You can see it with soccer or football with the VAR, right? So right now, like when you watch a football or soccer game, they're presenting you with more visuals, right? And AI about the different plays and moves. So in the future, I foresee that will continue, that trend will continue going on, and they will develop even more. So where is your position now, and how do you see competition in the future for this product?
Great question. We love to partnership with those institutions. We have talks with the International Volleyball Federation and with table tennis in Brazil, the Brazilian Confederation, because we see that sports want to increase its production of content and delivery. So we want to be partner of them in that movement, and as you said, you talk about soccer, football, those are all mainstream sports. We don't see much of that happening in the lower base of the pyramid, So when we talk about table tennis, it's not a mainstream sport. It doesn't have much money invested in it, so it can develop its own technologies. And that's where we wanted to partnership with them and help them develop that.
Thank you, Victor. And we have one question from our guests. So the question is the following. If the startup is focusing only actual sports or esports as well?
Great question, Alvaro. Thank you. So our models are trained based on each sport. So if you run one of them in football, is a different model than running one in table tennis, as an example. We already tested the product on FIFA, and it worked well. It clipped the highlights. We could do the tactical sketch. So yeah, we're looking forward to esports as well.
Yeah, thanks. I hope our guests got the answer. Thank you so much. And if nobody has the questions, we will continue. So please, the next participant of our event is SIA. Sia, please, Startup Sia is here.
Hi guys, can you see my screen?
Yeah, that's good.
Great. Well, thanks for the opportunity and hello to all attendees. My name is Christian from Panama. Our company's name is SIA. Our team has in-depth multinational experience in entrepreneurship, tech development, business development, and international expansion. Our growing team skill set equipped us to commercialize and scale SIA's innovative technology during an era of digital transformation here in Latin America. We are transforming workforce management in LATAM with solutions for time and attendance, HR automation, and employee connectivity. Managing time and attendance for workers is particularly laborious task here in Latin America. It costs companies billions of dollars. It's a mandatory process for payments. It's highly manual, error prone, and subject to fraud. 33% of companies make payroll errors monthly. These errors can equate to 2 to 8% of the payroll payout. Contact-based fingerprint solutions for time and attendance have been determined focal points for infection of COVID-19. SIA is a cloud-based workforce solution. It's easy and affordable to deploy. We timestamp workers with facial recognition. Companies can install our app on a generic tablet, install them on the wall, and employees can timestamp also on their own devices using geofencing. We collect data on the cloud. We use machine learning to process all calculations for payroll systems. And we want to democratize enterprise-grade services for companies of all sizes. Our current features include error-free payroll data with machine learning, contact timestamping with facial recognition, leave management, task management, and employee connectivity. Our SIA web app allows power users to centralize data and automate their HR processes. Our mobile app allows employees to interact with their employers in new ways, generating valuable data for companies to improve productivity. And our facial recognition is quick, 200 milliseconds for searching one face within a million. We're beta testing new features, from being able to see emotional traits from the timestamped pictures. We have an on-time ML push notification system to help employees get to work on time. And we have developed an employee rating with KPI. We've also implemented an employee health log, which is now mandatory in Panama. SIA's won various awards from the Massachusetts Institute of Technology, Google Startups, and AWS Startup Program. Our current traction, we have 15 paying customers since January. We're monitoring over 3,000 employees currently. We have pipeline just in Q4, 4,700 employees. We've had 2% churn with an annual contract value of around 7,000 US, and we've grown 700% in the last quarters. Our mentionable customers are Banco Pichincha with over 100,000 employees in the region, Pandora, and LG. The market potential is huge. We've interviewed over 75 HR managers in 10 different industries, and they all present the same pain points with workforce management. It's a $22 billion attendance market, the solution, the problems. And we have over 300 million workers in LATAM that timestamp daily. Unfortunately, 90% of companies cannot afford solutions currently to manage their workforce. The LATAM competitors, or the competition, is highly fragmented from manual solutions, non-integrated features, and prohibitively expensive enterprise-grade solutions. What the entire market landscape has in common is that they offer contact-based solutions for time and attendance. They have no integrated HR features, and enterprise-grade solutions are prohibitively expensive and do not account for the region's complexities. Our go-to-market strategy is threefold. We're going to work with value-added resellers so that we can offer our services to their large existing clients, direct sales through digital strategies and search engine optimization, and create alliances with accounting firms and payroll service providers. Our business model is SaaS, $3.50 per employee per month, and our average account value for 50 employee company is 2.1K annually, and for a 200-person company is 8.4K annually. SIA costs a fraction of the competition, and we can disrupt the market for time and attendance and workforce management. We have a high profit business model, which enables us to compete and penetrate the market rapidly. And in the next years, we aim to have 1 to 5% of the workforce of Latin America on our system. Considering the current world crisis, a black swan scenario for innovative touchless solutions is erupting. The time and attendance market and HR automation is vast and ready for positive disruption. I'd like to thank you for your time.
Thank you, Christian. Thank you for the presentation.
Thank you.
And it's time for questions, for some suggestions or feedbacks. Please, dear judge, don't be shy to ask.
Can I ask, I mean, I like the fact you described the problem, the solution, the issue of where we are. I'm not that knowledgeable about Panama, but I know in London and in the EU that there would be a number of issues in terms of putting this in place, in terms of HR, the level of intrusion in people's lives. How do you deal with that sort of issue?
That's a great question. And to be honest with you, the Latin American region is much more flexible with technologies such as facial recognition and geofencing. What we've tried to do is develop the employee app to generate KPIs for the employees so that they feel a necessity to use the app. Also, the app will be used to help them, help companies form some type of gamification with their employees. As you get KPIs of employees who have perfect attendance, the company can then, through the app, offer them some types of incentives, be it cash or free time off. And these badges, like such as Uber does with their drivers, will be implemented into the app and create this connectivity between the employee and the employer.
Yeah, but how would you deal with any issues outside of Panama or Latin America, where perhaps you do have much stronger workplace laws of privacy, et cetera, or you're not planning to expand outside of Latin America?
To be honest with you, we find that the Latin American market is vast. It's 680 million people. It's twice the size of the United States. So I think we have enough work cut out for us here in LATAM. And all these GPS options and geofencings are optional on the employer side. They can or not track these data points.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you for your great answer. Any questions? Please, George.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you. I think it's a great idea and has a lot of potential, as you say. But again, about the competition is something that really I struggle to understand in this case, because I know about like some of the HR software right now in the US, for example, like Workday, and they're already public. They have already some time developing AI and these sort of metrics and features. So I'd like to understand a little bit more. How do you intend to compete with those? If you intend to go global, or you want to stay in Latin America?
Yeah. Once again, we are highly focused on Latin America. We find that it's an underserved market, and a lot of the software that's developed in the US, like ADP, Kronos, and other smaller HR firms, are not really built for the complexities of Latin America. There's a lot of labor law issues that our machine learning models can help companies to automate, especially time and attendance calculations. And the hourly based payment of the United States is completely different than the hourly based payment of LATAM.
So what would be like some features that are different for you, for example? Some things you offer different.
Well, we automatically embed the labor laws of each country into our machine learning models so that we can offer our clients error-free payroll. You'd be surprised how payroll is managed in Latin America. A lot of it is done by hand. They digitalize the timestamping, then they manually import that information to Excel, and then they have to contemplate all the labor law calculations onto their calculations. And this accounts for a third of the companies making payroll errors monthly, which accounts to billions of dollars yearly for them.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, in Peru, for example, there's a lot of mess happening with the IRS, let's say, equivalent here. But the thing is that the law is not clear. So how you learn from that or do an AI?
No, I understand your question. A lot of the laws are subject to interpretation. So we have flexibility in our models and to tune each of our clients, let's say, operational rules on how they interpret the labor law, but try to stay within a framework so that the automation is built into every deployment of SIA.
Okay, at least I think that one of the best ways could be like take references, right, from other companies, what they do, how they pay their employees, what rates they do. So that's a suggestion, but like the laws are not clear around.
Correct. Yeah, definitely. We use certain industry models to understand the behavior behind how companies pay their employees, especially in retail and private security, which are long shift hour services.
And also informality will be an issue, right? To deal with informality. A lot of, there's a lot of, like, majority of companies are SMEs here, and majority of them are recently incorporating. So that's another big challenge, like how to deal with informality.
Yeah, there's a lot of challenges in LATAM with workforce management. That's why we picked this idea. It's a difficult problem, and we're very enthused to attack it and solve it as best as possible.
Thank you, Christian.
Thank you, Julia.
So, thank you, Judge, for your questions. And Now I would like to ask all judges to refresh your page, voting page, because we had one issue with the next participant. In this startup B&L, the founder's name was wrong, so now it's fixed. So please refresh the page in order to see the correct information. And welcome the startup B&L and his founder, Sebastian. Please.
Hi, everyone.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Do you get the Can you see my screen as well?
Yeah, that's good. Please.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. Hi, everyone. This is Sebastian, CEO for Brand and Label. And we understand that data is the new oil, and we are the first data refinery in the world. What do? Is that we understand that 40% of all digital objectives fail because of low quality data. Also, we know that companies are investing over 400K a year in different tools like ERPs, CRMs, MDMs, new e-commerce, marketplace, to make the governance of this data, but nobody takes care of the quality and the quantity of the data. So you have a $64 billion e-commerce selling industry that lose 12% because of dirty data. That's $7.7 billion lost in sales, and 1.3 sold because loss of refunds of products that are missing information. This happens because 47% of the product data is dirty data, and 80% of it comes with no structure at all. So what's the problem? The problem is that there's many suppliers giving information. There are many challenges that are trying to give information to these big investments that we do within the company, but nobody's taking care to validate and enrich and take care of the quality of the data. That's where Brand and Label comes in. Every data input will be validated, enriched, and also structured to feed all systems within the company and all channels that this needs to be published. How do we do it? Our systems give you different structures that you can apply to, and you can create your own. All these different SKUs goes through our AI tools like image recognition, document understanding. We also use web scraping, and it gets compared and validated through to our biggest asset, historical data, all the data that we own of all the products that we have created in the past. Also, you can add manual sources like using crowdfunding to create different attributes that you've been missing before. Everything goes through an homologation, everything goes through a validation process that gives you a full data set, and every product that you create will remain the information. So if you find any other seller that sells the same product or similar, it will create all the information automatically. So what do you get with this? Normally, companies work with 20 attributes with a 40% completion. Now they have over 120 attributes taking care of all the information that different systems need within the company with a 90% completion. Also, they decrease cost in refunds by 40%. They increase productivity of their product features by 80%. They get over a 90% quality, and they increase their relevance in e-commerce and different places according to this information. This being 47% cheaper than halfway solutions are there in the market. This is a $14 billion industry with a 70% recurrent yearly, because product change, you create different products all the time, and this product needs to be sold through e-commerce and other channels. So we are based in Chile. We have offices in Peru and Mexico, and our main clients are big retailers, mining companies that manage all the SKUs for their trucks and products that they need to use, agricultural also companies with an average of 10,000 products that they manage monthly or yearly with a 70% direct margin, and we have now a $28,000 MRR according to the last time we checked. The thing is that making this manually is not scalable, and our business model, what it gives you is that you can automate the product information creation for less than $1 in an on-premise service that we can create all the structure that you will feed, and also then you can add products according to the number of SKUs that you want to do monthly, or with our SaaS version, you can create your own structure and feed it eventually with no limit on attributes in every SKU. So how do we track these clients? We have a partner system that creates leads for us and works as resellers. We have a commercial head that has a lead gen area, a sales and after sales, and also we use an inbound strategy with a 30% conversion rate over tracking and sales. So why is this? Because good quality data makes company grow 30% a year, according to Forrester. What are we looking from you guys to help us if we want to be stronger in our expansion within Chile, Europe, and the States? We all want to retain and train new talents, and we also want to make all of these developments that we have go into a SaaS version that we can give to our resellers so they can also do the implementation. So the team that is doing this, well, it's me. Me and Nicolas used to work together in Groupon. I was the head of CMO for Groupon Latin America. Nicolas was the head of legal counseling for Groupon, opening countries and taking care of all the information that came within the company. And Alfredo comes from the UN, taking care of all government data, fixing it and making it work so they can have all the study very well government-wise in data. So the idea is that we can work together. So don't worry, be branded label, and anything you can ask, here we are to help. Thank you.
Great, thank you, Sebastian. Amazing presentation. And now the QA time.
Thank you, Sebastian. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thanks. Hi, Jules Walker. I didn't introduce myself earlier, but nice to see you. Who do you consider, it feels like a lot of companies are addressing this market. Who do you consider the top competition, and what is your competitive advantage versus them?
The top competition you have nowadays is that there are companies that sell data as the issue being governance of it. So you have PIM solutions, MDM solutions. But the thing is that they are actually our partners. Once they sell a data governance system, the problem is that companies don't have the data to get it into. That's where we come in. So our biggest competitors are doing it manually, quick, expensive, and not scalable. The other way to do it is getting your team and all the organization to understand to work this new way in this MDM that is a high investment for the company. And actually, that's why we have now gathered most of all the retail market in Latin America. We are the provider for them now. I hope that answered your question.
Well, I was hoping for some names. I understand that the homegrown systems is often the biggest competition, but there's got to be some companies that are doing what you're doing.
Actually, there are marketing agencies that do it manually and have limited the number of attributes and actually don't focus on creating one data set that fit every tool and every channel. One of the problems that you get when you buy a company that will create an AI system for you is that they prepare the data just for what they are developing. They're actually, you don't get someone that takes care for the data to prepare you for the future or any other system that you're willing to look for. That's our big difference. We have an agnostic development of data.
Sorry, Pedro.
Yeah, no problem. Quick question here. After you have all this data prepared and cleansed, do you plan on actually building any kind of predictive modeling to your customers, or you're focused only on the former?
For the moment, we don't do it. We understand that there's many companies doing analytics and doing business intelligence and predictive models. So we understand them to be our partners and selling points. We focus in what everybody calls the garbage industry. Nobody wants to get their hands dirty on the data. That's where we find opportunity. We don't want to be someone else. We want to be the one that fits all those tools.
Mm-hmm. I see. Thank you.
Good, thanks. Any questions more? Anything else?
Yeah, I have one. So what I've noticed recently a trend also inside companies overall around the market, at least in Peru, Colombia, Chile, that they're trying to implement these kind of things in-house, right? So that will be also kind of a competition for you besides the smaller entrepreneurs that are trying to do so. So how do you deal with that? Have you thought about that at all?
Yeah, we actually have. Once you see that the kind of competitors that you may have, and I will share my screen again if I'm allowed. The good thing about that is that when you take a look into the competitors, let me go to the end. You have companies that do this manually. The price of doing it is too expensive and it's not scalable. They're trying to do it in-house. We have many clients actually in Peru. All the group in retail is our client. Iraoga is our client as well. And price-wise, we are cheaper. Quality-wise, we are bigger. A number of services or solutions as you get wise to the competitors and also complements, it's much more. And the volume of data, we are much above all of them. So when we go to this kind of companies that wanted to do it in-house, normally all the directives wants to take care of this. Normally your detractor is the person that thinks that has the know-how to do this and that cannot be automized. And that really, we can buy it because we can lower the price of an SKU so much that it's really convenient.
Okay, I understand. And do you have like metrics for these companies that you say, like Iraoka? Or can you disclose any of them, or an average?
Yeah, actually we have several business cases, videos with it and papers with all those. For example, Sodimac in Peru as well, and Promar, they increase their product relevance by 60%. That increases their conversion rate from a 10 to a 12%. They could decrease costs in around a 70% in cost of production, and they also decrease the number of refunds that they had to do for missed product information from a 20 to a 40%. One good number also that you can get out of that is that the number of completion. Imagine that you are trying to feed all your systems, your ERP, your CRM, take care of your fulfillment with 20 attributes in which you only have 40% of them. Now you manage the 120 products that aspects that you need, but now you have a 90% completion with assurance of a 90% quality over it. So there's quite a big value. I can send you anytime you want any of those business case. I can give you the number of our clients. They're happy to talk nice about us.
Yeah, I think that's really interesting, and also about the revenues, right, or projected revenues for you. So how do you project your income or profits for the future?
Okay.
How do you grow?
Actually, we understand that in the region there was kind of a big step. Our business plan was taking us this year to our break-even point. So what we're doing is that to take this into the SaaS and to increase the number of clients that we have, we were growing to 260% a year. And due to COVID, now we are getting back to those numbers after what happened in Chile last year. So with taking all this product into our SaaS, we will increase our direct margin up to an 85% with a 50% increase. We have a cost of acquisition plan of $4,600. And something good to take a look at this is the projection of our growth is actually this. We will decrease our product cost in a 49%. We are increasing our production capacity for over 100%, and this will make our expansion more sustainable. And for our investors, the increase in the direct margin is one of the most attractive things we have for them, according to what we're doing.
Great, thank you, Sebastian. Any questions more? Okay, so I guess it's enough for you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone.
Yeah, thanks. And we go to the next startup, which is Pulpo. And its founder is Ariel. Please, Ariel.
Hello, everybody. Can you hear me?
Hello. Yeah.
Great.
Could you share your screen for us?
You are. let me tell you that I'm so excited to be here with you.
Thanks.
Are we ready?
Yeah, we can see.
Great. So I'm going to start asking you a question. I would like to know if you have ever received a phone call from your insurance company telling you that you're a good driver, you never have any problem with your car, your motorcycle, your house, or wherever, and if you receive any kind of discount. To be honest, this is my first time asking this to people from all around the world, so I don't know if, again, what kind of answer do I'm going to have, but I'm excited to know that. Does anybody receive a discount? No? Why? Well, that is one of the reasons that we started Pulpo. The second one was, have you ever go to the restaurant or someplace and you have a lot of options and you don't know which one is the best? Here is an example of a restaurant. There are a lot of wines there and there are different kind of prices. You can drink a wine, take a look at the second one. You can pay $17, 70 euros, sorry, libras, but you can pay maybe twice of the price. So what's the best option? And probably you won't gonna know which one is the best one. So let's take a look what happens on insurance. You have different kind of options. I'm so sorry, but you are seeing this in Spanish and you are looking in the left, Argentinians and international companies, probably most of them, you know them, but how are you going to choose the best option for your car or your life or your house, things that you want and you want to take care? What's the best option if you have different kind of prices? So this is how we started Pulpo. We are a digital insurance broker company, and our goal is to provide the best option for your car and your motorcycle at the best price. And we use Samurai, our artificial intelligence algorithm that help us understand who you are, what's your car, and what's your insurance policy. So with all that information, we are actually reading 20 parameters. We choose what's the best options for you. Because our goal is to give you free time to enjoy with you, with your family, whatever you want to do, and to earn money. So how it works, and it's too easy. You have to upload your policy. We read and we extract the information that we need. And with that information, we offer just 3 options. That's all that we offer. You have seen just 3 offers and different kind of conditions, but we select what is the best condition for your car. So you will probably know different kind of business models. This is not different. When you choose Airbnb, there is a person who rent a house. When you buy something on Amazon, you are buying something from another company. So Pulpo is the same. We are in the middle between the customer and the insurance company. And we get a percentage from the company based on the quote that you pay. But the difference is huge because all of these other companies has a one-shot payment. In this case, we receive a monthly revenue from the insurance company. So we are growing our revenue every month. How is the market? At least in Argentina, we have less than 40 million cars. It's a business of $400 million a year. And in Latin America, this is huge because the penetration in digital insurance is just 1%. And if you compare to travel tech, it's 35%. So there is a long way to grow the business. How is the competition? How is the ecosystem? Well, you aren't gonna find some company that do the same. You have a lot of insurance company. You have a lot of brokers that show you different offers, but none of them show you just the best ones. So where we are, we won the last year the prize for the most innovative project, July 2019, and we went to San Francisco to meet different kind of companies. At August, we have 10 car insurance and 1 motorcycle agreement. And we started our new website based on the user experience on August, and we launched this week this new website with our new artificial intelligence algorithm working. And this is us. Martin is my partner. He's here. He has been working in the insurance industry for the last 10 years. And I work in innovation. I have a bachelor's degree in information technology, and I have been working in artificial intelligence for the last 4 years. So thank you so much. But at last, let me tell you, our idea is not to be focused just in the insurance market. We want to be smart recommenders, because if we understand who you are and we process all your data, we can give you the best suggestion for you in different kind of fields: travel, bars, restaurants, different kind of. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Ariel. Great. So, big time.
So I have a question regarding how this works. I'm quite familiar with insurance, and having had hundreds, maybe even 1,000 policies over the years. So what I'm trying to understand is the AI that you're using, is that limited based upon the insurance companies that participate?
No, that's the idea. To be honest, when we started with the project, we tried with different kind of artificial intelligence algorithm from Amazon or IBM Watson, and we didn't have good results. And there is a new kind of artificial intelligence. The name is BERT. I don't know if you heard about this. And we are using that to understand the policy. So it doesn't care if you said who is the titular or who is the owner or who is the driver. The algorithm is trained in different kind of policies, at this time just in Spanish. And nowadays we have a 75% of good results. And we are trying every day to improve that.
So my question is, how does it know the parameters of each insurance company to be able to evaluate them and compare them?
Sorry, I didn't get your point about the programmer. What's the meaning of programmer?
Parameters. What are the guidelines? How does it know from each insurance company what the guidelines are to issue you a particular offer or policy? How does it know what each insurance company's guidelines are, and then how is it? I understand how it compares them. My question is how does it get the information to understand from all these different insurance companies, and how do you have access to them? You're saying they all participate. How do you get access to them, all the different ones, and how do they evaluate each one's guidelines to be able to make you an offer?
Okay, so nowadays we are integrated to 5 companies, 5 insurance companies. So in real time, we can get from them all the quotes. And based on all that information and based on our current customers, we try to understand, we try to, first of all, say, okay, we have this person who lives in this neighborhood and has this kind of car. And this is like this is where we can segment the person. So based on that person and all the customer who belongs to the same customer, to the same segment, sorry, we try to understand which one of all that quotes is the best one. So we choose the price, we choose the neighborhood and other parameters to understand which quotes is the best for this person. Is it clear?
Yeah, good, Ariel, for such a good answers. So, any questions? So the last time to ask the question for our founder.
I'll ask. This is Jules. It sounds like an insurance broker. It sounds like a more automated system than the hands-on insurance broker. As a consumer, why would I use Pulpo versus my broker I've been working with for 10 years?
Yeah, so First of all, when you have to renovate your policy, we are going to run our system again, and we will find to give you the best price for you. So probably with your broken, you have never changed your insurance company, because your broken is not worried about give you the best price every time. He's worried about bring new customer for him. So what we do is we are trying to democratize the insurance market. We want to give you the best price every time that we can. And we will leave our technology to do that. There is not going to be a person working on that. And if you're going to have a problem, we are building an artificial intelligence virtual assistant that will help you to achieve that. But the idea is that.
So how often is a consumer coming to your site? It seems like a one-off transaction. Once I use you one time, I'm not going back. How are you getting me back to your site?
No, the user doesn't have to go back, because when you have a policy, you have a period of time. So most of them is 6 months. So before that 6 months, we run our process again. And I'm going to send you an email and say, okay, Jules, nowadays you are paying, for example, $100, but I have a new offer for you. You can pay $80, which this other company, do you want to change? And you click accept, and we do all the job.
That was going to be my next question. If you are doing proactive reach out, that makes it more sticky to me as a consumer. So if that's what you're doing, then that's great.
Thank you.
So I have a question for you. So how do you make sure that the potential customers go through your platform and don't go the way around directly with the insurance company?
I'm sorry, I couldn't hear your question. Sorry.
So how do you make sure that your customers or potential customers, let's say in the example that you just gave, so you're gonna send an email before the 6 months expire, so that the client is able to see the best option for him or her, and then click on a link to lead them to the insurance company and then buy, right?
Yeah.
My question is, how do you make sure that they don't go the way around and then just do the research on their own, or just, you know, use your information without just clicking on the link and going directly with the insurance company and buying directly? Do you have like any alliance with these insurance companies so you can offer the insurance cheaper, or how do you make sure about that?
Okay, I get your point. Well, we will probably offer the same the same price as the insurance, but the idea is that you choose in one place. You have in one place the offer from different kind of. It's like the same for I don't know where you live, but we have companies like Amazon, Despegar, Mercado Libre, and you don't go directly to the company to buy the ticket. You get a quotation in the site, and then you choose which one is the best. So you are free to go to different kind of insurance company to get different kind of prices. But the idea is to integrate in one place different kind of offers.
Yeah, but I don't know how. I don't know how. For some reason, I go to Mercado Libre and I search for something, or Despegar, I search for a ticket, and I find that the prices are cheaper than if I go directly with LAN or with any other airline. I don't know how they do that, but that's what I find out. So in your case, do you have something like that, or like an incentive for the customer? You know?
Yeah, I get your point, but this is not the case. In the insurance, the price is the same. And there are a few cases, but not all the time, that we have better promotion from our customer than going directly to the customer, to the insurance, sorry.
So I have another question. Whether it's property insurance, car insurance, health insurance, very often you're given an offer at a much lower rate, even with life insurance. And then you go through the actual offer and they submit it, and then they come back and they say, oh no, that's not, you don't actually qualify for that. So how are you set up to deal with the circumstances where people don't actually meet the offer?
Well, there could be some cases when somebody doesn't fit for a quote. So in that cases, what we do is say, okay, give me a few hours and we will do the process manually. There are some
Yeah,
cases.
so is it automated? In other words, you have a customer call center. I mean, how do you actually do that? Because then that becomes time consuming.
Martin, can you help me with that answer?
My question is, do you have a call center set up? How do you handle those inquiries? I've found that happens many times. It's not a one-off incident. It happens very frequently that people don't meet the actual offer. So how are you set up to deal with that? Because I think that's going to be a significant amount. It's not going to be 1 or 2%. I think it's going to be significant. So how are you set up internally to deal with that?
Martin, can you answer that question?
Hi guys. Hi everyone. Can you listen to me?
We hear you loud and clear.
Okay, sorry. Okay. Our idea and we bet that we are not, if I understand you well, we are not going to need like a very big call center, because we are going to, we're not going, we automate all the user flow. So nowadays, when a lead enters the web and we have the info and the data, we are trying not to use like that call center, just to send an email that today, tomorrow, next week. And it's like, I don't know who said that, but it's like a sticky way of selling, you know? It's like, you are going to be with us like sooner or later, because you are going to see that automatically we have the best prices and we care about it every time. So maybe the first time you say, okay, I'm going to say to my friend, my broker, okay, can you give me this price? And he can do it. But next year the same, or in 6 months the same. So I think we are going to be the first one that sells insurance really online and not with the call center back. I don't know if I answer you the question. I'm sorry.
Thank you guys. I'm sorry, but we have to go ahead. So if you have more questions for our founders, please write them in the private chat and they will ask you. So, and the last participant for today's event is the startup Rock My Post, and its founder Pablo from Argentina.
Hello, hi everyone.
Hello, Pablo.
Could you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Could you share with us your screen?
I will share my screen.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see.
It's okay?
Yeah. We can start.
Well, hi everyone. I'm Pablo from Argentina, digital artisan and founder of Rock My Post. Rock My Post gives the play to the people and creates a live ranking chart and a community for fans to help artists better engage always on. We all love music and we are listening more music than ever in human being. The last song of mainstream artists like Cardi B, Bad Bunny, or Wiz Khalifa has more audience than the whole discography of many legendary rock and roll bands. But the problem is the same: how to get discovered. Music promotion is based on human-curated playlists and fully algorithmic recommendations sourced by individuals on streaming platforms. There's a big opportunity mixing the best of both worlds. With more and more artists entering the arena every day, it's more and more difficult for emergent artists to rise and for mainstream to keep alive. Rock My Post gives the best of human music curatorship and turns social the power of algorithmic playlists. Rock My Post keep fans always engaged and always relevant thanks people's choice and AI. Rock My Post democratizes music rankings with a live stream always on YouTube, allowing fans to vote for their favorite songs right on the live chat. Since last March, we are live on YouTube with the first interactive urban music ranking. We have already streamed more than 4,000 hours. We grew 15,000 subscribers since last March, increasing 30% the watch time and boosting overall views and revenue. We are targeting artists and music labels to help them create a community for fans, fully automatic, taking advantage of their YouTube channels' empty times and their own audience of subscribers. And all this unlimited and fully scalable while the artists sleep. It has been a long tour until now, and the show must go on. We are pitching to find business partners to keep on rocking and make a worldwide tour reinventing music promotion thanks AI and people's choice. Thanks.
Thank you a lot, Pablo. And any questions from our judge? Please.
Can you explain? If I had time, I could stream live to see the Rock My Post working. I could change.
Pablo, how do you generate revenue, sir?
We generate revenue in a sharing model with artists and music labels.
Describe that to me, please. Can you describe it a bit?
Exactly. The artists already have YouTube channels, already have subscribers. This is an example of an artist we are working on. He already have 141,000 subscribers, but he uploads new releases by each month, by 2 months, 3 months, and with the pandemic times, it's more difficult to generate content every day to keep the channel always updated. No, you know. So with Rock My Post, we take advantage of the power of people's choice to allow them to vote on the live chat on YouTube. I could show you right now.
Oh, no, wait. You're drifting away from the revenue question. So a starter pack, $3,100?
Exactly. Yes.
And per what? Per month? Per year?
Is for months, for 4 streams, 60 minutes one per week. One hashtag is synonymous of one playlist.
But stay with me. Stay with me. It's $3,100 a month.
Exactly.
Okay, got it.
Exactly.
And that's paid by
a monthly subscription.
Got it. And who pays that? That pays the who's paying you?
Who pays the party?
Okay, got it.
The same
Is
YouTube.
Is that a sustainable rate for them? Can they afford that kind of monthly subscription?
Exactly, because they increase revenue incoming from YouTube, because they already have the audience, but they don't have content to set it on because the artist has to sleep.
Okay, so that's the right price point for you. Got it.
So thanks AI, we keep it always on.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And which geographies are you going into?
Thank you.
Which countries, which geographies will you be expanding to?
Argentina is the headquarter, but we already have a business partner in Finland, and the Nordics of Europe is a very key market for us because it's the key of music industry. We already validated the product, makes several experiences also in big entertainment events.
Stay with the question, Pablo. Stay with the question.
Yes.
Which geographies are you going to? The Nordics, Argentina,
we are going
what
to
else?
The Nordics.
Anywhere else?
Going to the Nordics. We were 2 times, for twice years in a row in Finland, and we are working relationships to expand from Finland to Europe and then to China. that we have to modify several things because they don't have YouTube. So we have
Understood.
to break the
Understood.
technology.
And what's the timeline for the expansion into Europe?
Well, it's next month because we are working globally since our beginning.
Okay,
Thanks
got
our
it.
partners.
Got it. Thank you, sir.
This is our
Thank you.
team.
I'll let other people ask questions. Thank you.
Sure.
Yes, thank you. Please, somebody.
So I have a question, or many questions for you. This is like a really interesting
It's a
industry.
pleasure.
Yeah, it's a really interesting industry. I actually am into music. I'm in the musical industry. Actually, in Argentina, I have a page on Instagram called Poner Rock. Well, so I would like to ask you: are you a DSP, or are you trying to be a DSP? Are you trying to just promote music and be like a digital agency or an advertising agency? And because I also understand that if you post this content onto YouTube, you're not gonna make any money from that channel, right? So and
Yes,
your
we make it.
customers, because they
Yes,
have rights.
no, because not we don't have the rights. The artist has the rights. You see, so the artist has the right of their music and has already their fans on their own YouTube. We put our technology on their channel. You see, our technology boosts their audience, keeping them always engaged because there's always a live streaming on the channel. With the live streaming, increase the watch time. When the watch time increases, YouTube ensure you a better position in the live ranking of AdSense in the ad server of Google, YouTube, the whole package. You see, when you increase the watch time, increases the ranking and increases revenue on the artist channel. You see?
But
artists
I mean,
make money because of views.
But I saw from your presentation that you had a YouTube channel, right? And
Yes.
that is the way that you promote these artists, through your YouTube channel, right? Or is it that you have a different technology?
It's a mix. This YouTube channel is a sample of our technology. We started this stream in last March together with a big media in Argentina that is called Vorterix, and we take the channel with 35,000 subscribers. Actually, we grew 15,000 since last March. That's our results in a channel of this amount of users and subscribers. We could project this with any artist channel. You see, we are dealing with these artists, know that 3 times the amount of subscribers that we are working on. And this is fully scalable because it's about how big is your actual audience, and we know we could boost it and help it better engage and create a community. And the world is going by there.
Just to follow up,
YouTube is going by turning communities more valuable. Twitch is doing the same. Also, Netflix, Amazon Prime, all are going to live content. And live content has the limited part of the human being, of production.
But I just want to understand what is
Miguel. You have to interrupt.
Yeah, I just want to understand, what is your technology? What is the competitive advantage of your technology? Or are you just offering a YouTube channel or pages to promote? Or have you developed any AI or any technology embedded onto this channel?
We have own technology that translate user post on YouTube chat and Twitter, understand the song that is asked for, and rank it live and also along the time, because you could filter the ranking whatever you want. And also the live part on YouTube is exported automatically as aesthetic playlist on Spotify. So both
do you have any? Do you have like licenses with Spotify or any other DSP or maybe Merlin Networks or any other?
We are authorized developers. We are authorized developers.
By who? Sorry? Like who authorized you to distribute this music?
Spotify and YouTube.
Oh, you have membership with Spotify and YouTube through a.
No, we don't have a partnership. We have the developer account that allow
Oh, okay.
you to make all this.
Understand. Well, thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot. We have any question else or not? So this is the last participant for today.
And I have a question. Who is the winner for today?
Hi, Anna.
Thank you, Anna.
Thanks.
Yeah, we all want to know. Yes, well, we have reached the final of our unicorn battle, and now it's time really to know who is the winner of today's battle. So please, we will share the voting. Dear judge, please vote for all participants. Put your grades, and we will close the voting platform now in order to get the result.
Yeah, you have approximately a couple more minutes to go. And while you are doing that, Alexander, are you with us? And while Alexander is logging in, I would like to say that we are doing different polls in different parts of the region, and sometimes we get really interesting results, and we talk about them a little bit in our networking session. Girls, can we have a poll? Dear judges, please look at the poll. Pick the answer or a couple of answers if you would like to choose a couple of them, and push submit button. The question we are asking today is you have 3 minutes to hear the pitch, or sometimes you have a little bit more time, but still, how you differentiate one startup from another? What makes you think that startup you just heard is a game changer? It's a future unicorn. It will disrupt the industry or whatever. Please share your wisdom with us. Help us to make a decision, and we will talk about the results of this poll a little later on after closing all the votes and announcing the winner. Okay, and also on behalf of Alexander, I would say that our VC house, which is the close community for the VCs, also had the honor to invite the winner of today's unicorn battle to their closed meeting, and the founder of the startup will have approximately from 45 minutes to 1 hour discussion within the close community of the VCs. And it's a great opportunity for you to meet top VCs, interact with the direct investors, and showcase yourself. Okay, girls. Julia?
Yeah.
How are you doing?
Yeah, so I have the result.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
go ahead.
I'm ready to share it with you. It's so exciting. So the third place of today's unicorn battle, the third place goes to the startup Pulpo. My congratulations, Pulpo.
Wonderful.
The third
Yes.
place is yours.
Congratulations.
The second place goes to Biendel.
Woohoo!
Biendel.
Really good.
And the first place, it's so excited, is Thea.
Yeah, okay. So you will be presenting AI industry from Latin America at the Unicorn Cup next week on November 20th. Really wonderful, really exciting results. Thank you. Get ready. Our event managers will contact you and tell you all the details. And also you will be invited by the VC House to the invitation-only meeting. Wonderful. That's great. Okay.
Thank you. I'd like to congratulate all the other startups. They were really great. And the organizers and all the judges. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Hey, Christian, this is Jordan. The hopes and the dreams of 650 million South Americans rest on your shoulders. Don't let them down, okay?
Absolutely.
I will not. Thank you.
Okay, let's see the poll results. Will we have some interesting? Okay, so right people are in the team and their results are speaking for themselves, almost equal, and the founder is truly inspiring. Okay, that's about Latin America. We never had the founder is truly inspiring match any other. Really good, really interesting. So please tell us what made you think that SIA is the winner? What makes you think that when the founder is truly inspiring, does it really mean that the startup will succeed? Or is it just your senses telling that? Like when the numbers are speaking for themselves, I can understand that. But when the founder is truly inspiring, does it mean that the startup will really become a unicorn? How does this match? Pedro, maybe you will tell us.
Yeah, I think all early stage VCs that you talk to, they will say that people comes first, right? It's the first thing that we analyze, because you can't analyze the historic financials or traction because many times there is none or there is too little. So I think that's why I think people is always first, and having the right people in your team and having the right set of co-founders is the most important thing of, you know, proving that you might have a good chance of becoming a unicorn. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. But what answer did you choose?
Yeah, I chose that one. The right people on the right team.
The right people on the team. Okay, but the right people. Okay, I cannot. But what does it mean? But for you, the right people, do they have like the right experience, or they, like we talked the last time? Remember, Jordan? They graduated from the right universities, or what? Or they can, I don't know, showcase themselves. Or what? What is the right people for you?
Yeah. At Mindset Ventures, we always try to, you know, find founders that are experienced. So we like to see founders that already went to any kind of entrepreneurial experience, either it's been a success or not really a success. We like to see experience. Of course, having studied in top-notch universities is always helpful. But I think the most important thing it's professional experience.
Okay, thank you very much. Brazil is actually, from what I read, is outperforming all other countries in Latin America by like the number of the investments into the startups and by the number of the startups, by everything. So, well, way to go, Brazil. Really good. Simon, please help me out on that. You're coaching VCs, you're coaching sales. So what makes a game changer out of a startup? Yeah. Is it really the founder? Is it really the experience of the team?
So my experience is, first of all, that if the founder is, so to speak, incredibly charismatic and, you know, sounds amazing, and I've met some incredible founders, super clever, super brilliant, etc. They normally do really well at the beginning, but actually as the company grows, the skill set that you need, it actually undermines things, because they normally can do things so much better than everyone else. They find it very hard to relinquish power, find it hard to find the right people. What I would say, first of all, is I voted number one, which was the results speak for themselves. At the end of the day, you can say whatever you want. Have you got the right results in the right place? If not, something's going wrong. And just because you're inspirational and you're brilliant, it really is the overall quality of the team, but the quality of the team that develops and changes as the business does. And therefore, there are very few founders that you will see that are brilliant at the beginning and continue to be brilliant all the way along. And one of the keys that I found is that founders have to realize their own limitations and then step out of the way at the right time or bring the right people in. And I would say, just sort of, completely talking up what we do, is that people don't do much human due diligence, human capital due diligence. People have this intuitive sense. They know the right people and they know the right way. In actual fact, there's very little metrics about it. There's very little involvement and engagement in actually saying exactly what you're saying. What are the right people? Do they have the right skills? And how do you measure that? And that, I guess, again, just talking about what we do, that's what we do. We actually have metrics and can measure how well people are doing. Are they the right people? Is it the right SMT? That's just personal.
That's really cool. I've heard about the Gallup Strengths Test. Yes, they can measure your talents and help you to find the right way in your life. But measuring how right people are for the position, right?
Yes.
And
so we have a measurement for all companies, depending on the size and the area that they're in, what the SMT skill set needs as a whole, and whether each individual person has that right skill set for the right stage of the company, and then actually be able to look forward and say, right, you want to do a round B or a round C, what will you need for that, and work backwards from there and make sure you have the right set of skills in the team, either develop the people you have or bring in people that are not there at the moment.
Okay, I got that. And like we had a really interesting discussion in our last unicorn battle, but like the education, does it really matter so much, or like the experience of the people matters, or just the way they work as a team matters? What like
there's three things. You need the technical skills. If you're not great at a computer programmer and you've got a computer programming company, so you need the technical skills, but that's like a basis. Most people can get that or don't do it. The second thing, though, is the emotional intelligence, the ability to contain, control yourself, communicate well, have gravitas, be appropriate, and then your social and management intelligence. How well are you developing, attracting, growing, and retaining your team? It's all those three together. It's and, not or. You need technical skills, emotional skills, and social management skills. If you put all of that together, integrate as a senior management team, making sure you don't have any gaps in your company, you know what the problem is, you know what the solution is, you will have a successful company.
Okay, Tom, thank you. Simon, you really helped me on that. Tom, you are nodding. You agree with that. We didn't talk about like this emotional involvement, but you agree with Simon, right?
I think Simon put it brilliantly. So yes, I very much agree. However, I put other for my vote because you didn't say anything about the potential size of the market. And frankly, if we can't believe that there's a substantial market out there that could create a unicorn or two, game over. So in a sense, that list left out what I consider to be a fairly significant factor. So think about it. It was a nice list, but
Thank you. I'm learning. Yeah, I'm so grateful that you sharing your wisdom with me, because like from every battle, I learn something new and I become better and better. Like, and in a couple of years, I probably can really set up my own venture fund and be really well off, right? So thank you very much for sharing that.
So actually, I don't think that's so much my wisdom. In fact, if there's a way to do a poll and ask the other judges how important the potential market size is, I think you'll find that it's pretty widely. My guess is that it'd be pretty widely held that you need that. Now, that doesn't mean you can have a shitty team in a great market, but if you have a great team in a market that's too small, no unicorn. So, other judges, please weigh in if you think that the size of the market is at least fairly important.
But still, our world is so close. You can, like, if a market is small, like say in Latin America, you can move to North America, you can expand globally, right? If you have like a brilliant idea that can work on any market.
But the founders have to demonstrate that they understand that and provide some sort of evidence-based story about why there is a market that is global for this and how they thought about it, right? And so again, if there's a market that has kind of a small market in each of a lot of countries, it's still going to be a smaller unicorn, or it won't be a unicorn at all, than if you have a market that has tremendous potential globally. That's all. And I don't want to interrupt anymore, but I'm actually curious as to whether the other judges think that that's important. That's all.
Thank you, Tom. Thanks a lot. Jordan, hello, like your hat or cap.
Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, pretty good. Yeah. Thank you. Great to see you as always. Please tell us, what is Latin America from your point of view? Any different in making decisions from like North America?
Yeah, very different. They're two different worlds, completely separate, culturally, financially, even the approach. I noticed from today's call, several of the companies did not do a clear job expressing their business need, and that's why there were a lot of questions. Also, Latin America, from my experience, the companies I've seen through this platform and many others aren't always looking to expand in leaps and bounds. They'd like to move one country at a time, and that's very, very good, but at the same time, it doesn't offer this potential for massive growth. As far as the education goes, for the South America or Latin America companies, I'm not a big advocate of top schools, Stanford, Harvard. If you have those, it's great, but if you don't have them, it does not make you an undesirable founder. Education is important foundationally, but does not have to be part of the calculus. For me, the team is important, but everything else is. The first 2 years of the life of the company, the startup and the investors, they build a relationship to grow the company together. It's a very intimate, close relationship. So understanding each other, the chemistry, the dynamics, the personality is important. And the foundation is also very important. But the market has to be there. If there is no market, it really doesn't matter. And I go back to my good friend Simon Bloom with the founders' due diligence. In today's world, absent the face-to-face, the founders' due diligence is going to be as important, if not more important, than the actual rest of the company due diligence, because there is zero opportunity to size anybody except for the box and the background and what you see. And in the last 6 months, I've learned that the hard way. So,
well, I
company
hope
today did a great job. I appreciate them, and I love Tom's hat. Tom,
oh yeah.
Next time, tell us what garb to bring in, and we should all dress alike.
No, I'm a Mickey Mouse fan. That's all.
It's a Mickey Mouse mood. Okay, that's really great. Thank you, judges, for sharing your opinions. Thank you, everyone, for joining us today. We're about to wrap up our event. Can we, girls, have a slide showing where we're going next? We have only one event left. Can you believe this? It's a unicorn battle in North America, health tech. We'll be exploring the issue that worries every one of us nowadays. And next week, everyone is welcome to join us for the Unicorn Cup Finals, November 20th, all-day event. And you will be hearing our winners from all over the world and see the expo of the best startups in different industries. So join us. Thank you, Julia, for the great event. Thank you, support team, for making it flawless. Thank you, judges, for coming. Thank you, startups, for your inspiring pitches. And see you all online soon again.
Thank you.
Thank you, startup, for doing a great event. One more to go.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thank
Bye to everyone.
Bye-bye.
And congratulations to Sia.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes,
Thank you.
congratulations. Congratulations.
Congratulations to all of you.
Congratulations. Excellent.
Thank you, guys.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Yeah, good job.